Welcome back, everybody. Let's continue. So it's been a while since we've been on the server, hasn't it? What's happening? Where are we? Well, it hasn't been a while from my perspective. It has been from yours. I've been setting things up in the background. So today we initiated loot crates. I just teleported back to the last location I was at. I hope everyone's having a good New Year's Eve. Tonight I'm streaming till New Year. We'll see the New Year in with a few beers and DayZ. Long gone are the days of going out New Year's Eve. Oh, we've lost everything from. Oh yeah, because we've been doing shit, haven't we? Okay, give me a second. Let's put all our stuff back where it should be. Hi, Sarah's dad. How are you? That's there. That's there. That's there. We're triple carrying, unfortunately. But that's life. I hope you're okay. We need to make our way home, get rid of some of this loot, and then go out and see if we can get a key and start the missions, because I put in key crates today. So we'll need to go and find a police spawn and kill a prisoner, because that gives me a chance of getting a key which starts off the quest that I've been spending. I've spent 3 weeks getting to work, basically falling out with it, but it seems to be working. So I've put in 10 quest crates that send you around the map in a circle, 3 crates that are just random loot, and then a 50 stashes, of which it chooses 40 per restart. Emergent sort of just stashes around the map that you can open using a lockpick, basically. And that's the end of what I wanted to do on the server. The server's pretty much good to go now. A while to get here, that's for sure. Need to stay clear of any zombies, because I don't particularly want to throw this ice axe away, because they're amazing. This ditch. Right near VMC, aren't I? I should pop in and make sure the loot crates are working. Ooh. Police. Is there a prisoner here? That would be awesome. Let's have a little look for a prisoner. Maybe. Okay, his loot's not working like it should. should give cargo of a key. Okay, that's life. Something I'll have to fix at a later date. Okay, move back on our way home. I can solve it. It's not stupidly to solve. I just can't solve it until after the next restart. So midnight. That's fine. Trouble is, I had to build the loot crate system, and I had no way of testing it without taking the server offline. So it was a case of building it, putting it on, waiting for the restart, jumping around the map to make sure the crates were spawning in, spawning a key, check one of them opened, the one that's going to be difficult to get to, basically. So there's a good chance people won't do it in the next 6 hours and get free loot. That will work. Jobs are good. I can just add crate 1 to loot spawn, as well as the zombies. How far do we have to run? Fair distance, not a massive distance, we're alright. I'm hoping we can do it without needing a fire. Lack of stamina is a nightmare. I blame the server owner. I don't know where to store this gear either, really. Oh, you got Gamma on. Sorry, guys. So what else is happening? I invested in new fans for my PC. I haven't had LEDs in my PC before, or for quite a few years, certainly this new build, and decided that I'd like a better quality fan system inside. So I went for the NZXT lower fans, side panel fans, rear fan, because I already had their AIO. And because my keyboard always highlighted in red for all the keys, the LED keys, I did the inside of the case as red as well, and it actually looked really good. Temperatures, I've lost about 10 degrees off a 10 degrees cooler. It's good. It's quite quiet. You can see the dust more now though, so I have to keep it cleaner. But it's a nice looking system now. Wasn't the cheapest of fan setups, but really impressed with it. I've got lower fans pushing cool air upwards through the graphics card over the top. 3 side panel ones pulling in cool air. And then my AIO extracts cool air out the top, and the rear fan extracts cool air out the back, or hot air out the back, hot air out the top. Works for me. Hi Ashes. Hope everyone had a good Christmas out there. For us in the UK, we're now, what was it, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11, 4.5 hours from next year. I shouldn't just be running in here, the fact that we don't have, we're triple carrying, so I can't switch to a gun. But hey ho, you're only a young goblin once. Of course, it's my server, so be careful of barbed wire because it cuts. Don't want that. I say I don't want it, I've got no space to carry anything anyway. No stamina to jump. So OP this weapon. Normal mags? It's a shame, isn't it? Right, where were we? Still running for home. Right then, let's get ourselves home. Offload some of this loot. And then I can just quickly jump into the back end of the server and sort out the key card problem. Those zombies should have given a key and they didn't. And then we can carry on. I hear you, Mr. Zombie. We need to get a better Bergen. That's one thing we do need to do. pretty soon. How far are we from home? Yeah, we can run it. We'll have a fire when we get home. And then we can sort our lives out. As I said, I'll need to have a quick look at the code, make sure, work out, try and what's going wrong with the key spawn. Because that prisoner should have had 100% chance of a key. And it's fine, it's me, it's my server, but obviously if people are playing, they deserve to find the items we put on the ground for them. I say if, when people are playing. We have enough that do play it. It's not going to be a highly popular server, it's too hardcore for that. But the people that play it seem to enjoy it. I hear you, Mr. Cow. Don't need you today. One day we'll get that sorted. I really want to learn how to mod so I can turn you into an aggressive bull rather than a scaredy bull. I want the bull to act like a bear and charge you down. I've never understood why they don't. Let's open my first cider. One of the guys that lives in the flat next to me knocked on the door tonight and he's like, here's 2 cans of cider for you. Say Happy New Year. Really did not expect it. Really nice. But when I jump into the code, I'll keep you guys in chat because I'm only going to be 2 minutes. It's a case of jumping in, cutting and pasting something, just checking a setting. The job's done. Good to go. Hi, Ryan. Crackhead Bull. Yes. How are you, Ryan? You all right? And as long as the keys are spawning and I can check in the back end of the code that they are, then we can go off on an adventure to try and find the key. But I can do one thing and cut and paste 1 line of code, well, 10 lines of code, but I've got them ready to go. And more keys will spawn. I'm doing alright, mate. I'm doing alright. I had a couple of days off streaming. I think I did a lot of gaming and streaming over the weekend with the run we did on that server. So I just needed a break. Played some non-first person games. Oh, that's awesome, Sarah's dad. Oh, sorry, Sarah official upload videos. Yeah, Sarah's dad. That's really good news. Really good news. Thank you for letting us know. Hi, John. Crates are in, John. When I get home, I've just got to jump into the code and just check things are spawning correctly. I know the crates are, and I know the loot is, but I just got to make sure the keys are, because I just killed a zombie that should have had a key, and it didn't. So I just need to go and quickly check the code, but I'll stay on the stream while I do it, and then we'll go out key hunting. So there's 12... 15 crates in game, 16 crates in game, plus other stuff as well. Plus stashes. Yeah, all with, and some has better stuff than others. Some of it won't fit all of it in, so it, you know, there is more loot than the box will take, but it randomizes it. So when you open the box up, you'll get different loot each time, and some of them. And they're a way of then moving up the tiers. So you start off with key 1, and that takes you up to key 103, which is endgame crate. Then there's 3 other crates that are independent of that, that don't have a tiered route. They just, here's a key, this is the location, off you go. And then there's the stashes as well, that you'll need a lockpick, a crowbar, or a sledgehammer to open. That'll annoy you, but you know you can get those weapons, so. And now you have a way, once I've checked the code, of potentially getting yourself a 338 sniper. You just have to get to endgame. I think I've made Crackhead Bear spawned correctly now. Just to pre-warn you. And certain crates come with punch cards. So then you can go off and do the bunkers independently of the loot run route. Because there's 2 crates in, there's a crate in each bunker that needs opening. But there's a route now to get hold of crates to get there anyway. We've also got, as you know, NBC equipment on one of the missions. And there's enough NBC spares, like filters and things, over like a few missions. So if you then want to go off and do NBC stuff, you can do. I was a small glitch, new life, new adventure. Yeah. New life, new adventure, old house. Talking of old house, how far are we? I'm going to risk it for a biscuit and run it, and then have a fire when we get back there. Actually, we probably need to have a fire now, because we'll have a cold otherwise by the time we get back there. It's the last thing we want. Right then, so a fire here. Spotted 2 bears at Northwest Airfield yesterday. Talk about going prone. I'm glad the 2 are spawning together. That's with a little bit of work for me trying to get that to work. But I never thought it was fair that we you ended up with like 1 bear to fight when you could have more than 1. Hi, Chuckles. I need to do more Stalker stuff. I'm not up to date on Stalker yet. I'm sort of waiting for... I was going to do it over Christmas, but it just hasn't happened. I've been working on the server. Evening, Chuckles. Afternoon. Right then. Let's get some heat. And we shall have that horrible sounding thing and a packet of M&Ms. I knew what you meant. Sorry, frog in the throat. That time of the year. And M&Ms are looking good. See, he doesn't do it right. You should just pour them straight in. Evening, Bimmy. So when we get home to base, I was saying earlier to others, what I need to do is just, I'll stay on chat, but just jump into the back end of the server and just check something to do with the, hi Tin Man, check something to do with the keys that are spawning, make sure they're spawning correctly, because I don't think they are. I killed the zombie that should have had a key and it didn't. So I just need to check that. It'll be 3 minutes maximum, and then we're back on and continue. Because now we've got the crates in, I want the keys spawning so people have got a chance of getting some stuff. But it won't take long. And then we can go out key hunting. I'm good, thank you. How are you? And Happy New Year as well. I haven't streamed for 2 days. I think the weekend took it out of me. No, I don't need to put the server down. What I need to do, I can do online. I can do on the server live. I don't need to drop it at all. It can stay up. I can solve what needs to be solved without any needing. So nothing to worry about there. I upgraded my PC again today, guys. I stuck in three LED fans on the side and an LED on the rear extraction. So all my fans are now NZXT fans, and saved about 10 degrees off the heat. Dropped 10 degrees on heat, roughly. Okay, no problem. Right, I've got my heat up. Let's get home. Because at the moment we can't really defend ourselves, because all we're doing is carrying a bloody ice axe. More LED, more power. I never used to have LEDs at all, but I swear blind by the NZXT cases and AIOs and fans. So because I wanted to replace the cheap fans I had, going for the NZXT ones, they come with programmable RGB. So, of course, then once I'd done 2, I had another 4 fans looking at me that couldn't change colour. So, I had no choice really. The law. So it got a quick upgrade. I might need to play around with the settings. It's running warm at the moment. It shouldn't be. But that's a tomorrow during the daytime thing, because it's too dark at night to do stuff like that. Nearly home. But yeah, we've got everything now on the server we want. It's good. Obviously I need to tweak these keys and make sure they're working correctly, but apart from that, it's good to go. And we've got beginning game, which is spawn in, stay alive, build a base, that sort of stuff. Mid game, which is your photographs, chuckles, tried to go live, had no viewers, there wouldn't have been technically during our community weekend, apparently don't have a setting correct. Gonna try it now. Okay, no problem. So then we have mid game, which is photographs and radio missions. And then mid to late game, which is the keys that take you through a series of routes, up for doing some tutorial videos. I will do chuckles, that's not a problem. Depending on what you want to go live on, whether it's YouTube or Twitch, because it does make a difference. I mean, technically, but they do the same thing, but yeah. I spawned in at Trader East. Okay. Good luck. And then end game, once you get to the end of the crates, you have a choice of 2 crates. At the end of the series of crates, one of them is a 338 sniper rifle and a FAL, and an M14. To chooses which of those 2 to put in there, but you get the 338. And the other one is a satchel charges. So round the map you'll find little photos, and if you examine the photo, it will show you a picture, and it will give you a clue. And if you find that location, you can find a hidden stash of maybe an AK, box of food, stuff like that. And there's 20 photographs on the map. And then it only spawns it in once you examine the photo. And then if that photo gets destroyed, or you get killed, or it disappears for any reason, then it takes that out of spawn and it waits until someone picks up another photo. Okay. YouTube's easier for me. But yeah, certainly I can talk you through it, mate. It's not that difficult. The first time you do it, it is, because the first time you stream on YouTube, you have to tell YouTube you're going live the first time before you go live. And then you have to get OBS to sync with it and go live. Once it's done it once, it then knows. And it's fine. And you can just go live in OBS and it knows what it's doing. You'll find the photos around the coast, in villages and near boats. Same sort of places you'll find keys as well. Which is what we're going to just dive and do as soon as I get in the house, which is... But it's only going to take me 2-3 minutes. Don't need to shut the server down. It's just a case of me getting in the house, bang, 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 into the back end, do what I've got to do, come back out. I just need to make sure the keys are spawning correctly. I do love the treasure hunts. Well, we've got treasure hunts, we've got radios, and we've got key cards now. So there's plenty of stuff to do mid-game when you're at that point of, what do I do now? I don't have explosives yet. I've got a base build. I'm stocked up on gear. I've got some nice rifles. Now I need something to do. And that's what we put it all in for. Welcome back, John. So yeah, it's all about giving some mid-game stuff for pit players, basically. Because it can be a boring game otherwise, if all you're doing is looting. Once you've had enough of loot. I also think next wipe, we're going to allow players to have 10 code locks per base. But probably just to have one base per person. One base, 10 code locks. I think it's a fair way of doing it. So obviously it's a long wipe, 12 weeks. And I'd like people to be spending more time base building. Or have the option to spend more time base building if they wish. Just going to jump across to the server a second. I'll be right back, guys. I'll leave you on this screen. It's not a problem. What I've got to do is not going to be difficult. Okay, I'm back, guys. Let's catch up with chat a second. Got killed by puppies. And the thing that was NBC, yep. And you, John, Wolves are my top 3 causes of demise. Never seen puppies wanting to play so much. Yeah, it's my fault. My biggest demise is me. Only got 8k to get to base. So freshy. I mean, oops. Come and join the server, guys. Come to Trader East. Super. You can't. It's a solo server. So you're not meant to be running with people. Yeah. So saying come and join the server, come to Trader East would be breaking server rules. Yeah. Does that make sense? Sorry, I never go games on game while Goblin's streaming. And that's dropping off. No, it's not. That needs to go with me because we're off to find shit. That because we don't have a 16. I've got that problem, guys, that we always have. Too much fucking loot, not enough storage. We don't need to take charcoal. They'll be needed later on. Codeine we do need. We don't need 2 of those. One's fine. We don't really need to spare bones. We don't need to spare... Oh, no, it's an emergency fishing kit, isn't it? We've got some chlorine tablets, so we'll leave some behind. We can leave the 308 behind. That's that and that. Okay. Put sewing kit in there. Stick spare knife in there. That solves that problem. Right, and first aid kit. Map, meds, and that kit can go with us. Spare emergency fire lighting kit. That can stay here. That's not needed. Spare batteries not needed because we don't have MVGs yet. Right, how many knives are we taking with us? We don't need that many knives. That's fine. I've got the axe. Right then. SSG mag. We don't need that. Don't need the armor piercing ammo. We do need that. Don't need the paper. Don't need the spare of that. Anything else to go in here while we're here? That's fine. Bandages are fine. That, if we can fill it. What is it? 45 ACP. Got a box of that. Okay, that solves that problem. That will... We can drop off the spare 5.45. Hi there. Just took a massive dump at work. This thing is the size of a football. Okay, that's nice for you. Welcome to Goblin Army. There should be an alert coming through. There you go. Thank you very much. We've been live. Well, we've been live. We've had memberships enabled 1 month today, and you're the 45th person. It's quite awesome. Thank you, guys. So that's that done. Pistol. It's all right, isn't it? It's not brilliant. I hate running with a pistol, but on this server you can't help it, unfortunately. The Zeds are an issue. Hi, you alright? Right, that's carrying a spare for the rifle. That's going there. Got enough bandages. Emergency kit there. Right, we got sewing kit there. Emergencies there. With emergency. That's that one sorted. Pistol there. Good. Right, we're just sorting loot out before we go back out on the ground, guys. It's not like we're going to be able to carry a lot, is it? Oh, Bimmy. Thank you so much. Let's get the army bigger. Thank you, Bimmy. I'll have to change that icon that comes up on the screen to a goblin, won't I? Has it stopped making noises? Yes, it stopped making noises. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's just awesome, guys. Just wow. As I was saying, we don't have any space for general loot. I blame the server owner again. Right, we don't need to take tape with us. We don't need to take fishing kit with us. But we do need to find a home for it. So if we go down, if we go across to there, that's there, that's that sorted. So it gives us a bit of space to work with. Right then, I'm going to eat that ration. And we're going to go key hunting. Which means we're going down to the coast. That's just amazing, guys. Yes, me too. You don't like us players. Yeah. Right then, weapon ready to go. Good. Mosin ready to go. Good. Pistol ready to go. Ice axe ready to go. Good. Right then. So we need to hit the coast down here and work our way along the coast. Right, off we go. Let's go find a key. We'll be searching every shelf we can find now on a key hunt. So coast, industrial, farms, village in tier 1 and 2. Coast as well is what you want to be searching. And also police patrols. That's where your keys are going to spawn. The keys should be one-time use only, so once you've used it once, it will ruin. To stop people logging out in a loot room with good gear, waiting for a restart and picking up another selection of good gear. Obviously, if you've got more keys with you, again, it's against the server rules to log out in a loot room. I know players will. That's official server. No, this ain't no official server. We're now on my own survival server. I say we are on, we and others, but this is a official. Yeah, not official. This is a community, but it's a community in hardcore mode, so it's a lot colder. More military zombies, less loot, less food, less weapons, harder bears, colder temperatures, -6 during the day, -20 at night. You need to find a map to get a map. You can also do some nice stuff, so press pause, quick check crafts. We can make things that you can't make in vanilla. So there we go. You can make duct tape, repair kits, gun cleaning kits, sewing kits, sharpening stones, tyre repair kit, not that it's any use. All the cars drove off 11 years ago and all the tents disappeared at the same time. It is a PvP server, though due to the nature of it, due to how a little bit harder it is than normal, we have less players at the best of times. But the players that stay tend to really love it. We have a active community of about 12 people that play over a 24-hour period. It has increased slightly since we came to Chernarus, which is nice. Long wipes. We run a 12-week wipe cycle. So we get 6 weeks of this terrain, this like nearly snow and really cold. And then without wiping, I do a stop the server, turn off the snow, turn it into 70 degrees heat, and then we do 6 weeks of that, which then means all the stuff that you've had, all the fires, all the heavy duty clothing is no use, and you have to start worrying about, do I wear plate? I need to carry less kit. I don't want to light a fire. And then we do 6 weeks of that, and then we wipe and start again, basically. Things are good. Welcome. I can't believe we've gone up 11 memberships tonight, guys. That's awesome. I will, if I remember, by tomorrow, I'll change the little icon, the membership icon, from that falling character to a falling goblin. Or something that says, welcome to the Goblin Army. Thank you. whenever you're ready, mate. It'll always be here. We will always have a server up and running. I've got the funds in place to have it for another year. And I'm starting to raise money now, so any memberships I take off YouTube or super likes or thanks are all going towards 2026's fees. But now we're searching for keys. So I've just put loot crates in. Today. So the key search starts. We already need a bloody fire. So guys, so you know, going through the loot crates, you've got a good chance of getting suppressors, weapons, food, nail boxes, code locks. If you get to the end of it, explosives or 338 sniper. You might find some sniper ammunition and loot crates en route to the end. Multivits will take them. But really, we're just after keys today. We'd love to find a key and go on a mission. But we're never going to say no to any free food, are we? Rations are now moving out of everyone's spawn, so MREs, and they're becoming higher tier military because you can now get them on stashes and in loot crates. So we've moved the tier up for them. I think they were a bit OP having so many spawning in every military. So you have to work a bit more for them now. Now we do want to fight the police because there's a chance for key. But generally, it's a lack of loot server. What I do is I 30% nerf everything apart from clothing, because we don't spawn players in with bandages, so they use rags and iodine. You can find bandages, obviously, but because of that, yeah. There is less loot around, certainly less weapons, less ammo. And I move nice weapons into higher tiers or put them on loot crates or endgame. We've got survivor missions on here as well, and we've got photograph for treasure hunting. Cough, 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 338 in my jacket and vest, coughing. So you will find some 338 around. Originally you'd find a lot more of it because we didn't have the loot crates in. If I find a lockpick, then I find a stash, that'll help. So we're going to need a fire. Right then. So first thing to do, delete the RV. So if we get killed, I don't have that stupid blue thing to worry about. And we're going to make our way along the coast in this direction until we hit that end. Or we find something useful. That's what tonight's mission is. So handguns are easier to find. Sawn-off shotguns, that sort of stuff, reasonably easy to find. Oh, the tide would be in. Bitch. Obviously, if we get as far as a sub, then I can check that the loot crate is spawning, even though I won't be able to open it without the key. We'll have a fire on this island. Otherwise we'll start to get ill. It is a Goblin server. I think this would be a good house if you were doing a vanilla run to build a base at. It'd certainly be an interesting house. We could go out to Salisky. I've not been out there yet. Might be worth a visit. Involve a swim. Let's give it a go. So what will happen now is each time we wipe, more content will come in, as in DayZ edited content, because I'll build it. So there'll be more points of interest, more places to loot, that sort of stuff. But the mods themselves, unless something breaks, won't be changing. This is pretty much how it will work. Little tweaks to get things working correctly, but the mods themselves won't change. I might nerf us a little bit further. We might go from a 30% nerf to a 50% nerf of loot, just to make life a little bit harder. Because there's still a lot of stuff appearing. But that's not major. That's something that's reasonably easy for me to do. And that won't happen until wipe, so 10 weeks time. I was annoyed last week when we lost a mod because it left the workshop. Not being back, it's not back on, so don't know what they did. They either fell out with everybody and went, that's it, no more, or something's happened and they're no longer on Steam. Just waiting to get warm. If we're going to swim across to Salisky, we're going to need 3 pluses. I did think about having a land bridge across there, but I thought actually it'd make more sense to have people swim it. It might in the future become one of the traders, just because it's a bitch to get to. Hi Ace, how are you? So, yeah, we're going to go across and have a look around Salisky, because we've not done it. And I quite like the idea of that becoming the trader, actually. Because the fact that you've got to swim to it would be another level of pain for everybody. And I could put a pet bear on that island. The possibilities are endless. Oh. So there's a fair chance in 10 weeks' time that Salisky Island will become a trader hub. Not guaranteed. I like it. I like the challenge people would have. Although we'll do something with it, because at the moment, apart from vanilla, there's no reason to visit it, and there needs to be a reason to go out there. I have no loot crates out there. Though that might change, I could put something out there. I mean, we don't have airdrops, and I'm not going to put airdrops on. The trouble is, the trouble with airdrops is either you say there has to be 3 people on the server, in which case, if somebody's running on their own, they're never going to get near an airdrop. Or you put them on, and then the person that's running on their own goes down there because there's no one else is on the server. They climb on the top of a car, they get a rifle out, they shoot 70 zombies, and they get all the loot for themselves. And every hour they rinse and repeat. And it's not cheaty, but it's too easy. But having something horrible on this island and a reason to go there would make sense. And there's a couple of mods to, well not mods, but edits to put a big military camp on there. I just don't like them because they come with a bridge to get out there. A lot of them are the wooden stocks, I don't know, but a lot of the stocks are plastic on AKs. So I imagine they've gone for a plastic stock. Or Bakelite, whatever it was in those days. Whereas I'm running the, obviously, the airborne version. I mean, they were plastic stocks in those days. AKs had a mixture of wood and plastic depending on what they were doing. Don't ask me why they did a mixture. Probably to do with cost. And weight. Well, do they care about the weight of their equipment for their soldiers? Probably not in the same way that other armies did. So it would have been cost. Would have been whatever's the cheapest option. I'm guessing. When you're mass producing a weapon for hundreds of thousands of people to have, every penny you can save, every ruble you can save makes a difference. So yeah, we've got to do something with this island, haven't we? There has to be a reason to visit. Don't ask me what that reason is yet, but there will be. Where are we going to swim? The little island. Check that to start with. And then move on. Might be sensible. Right, part of the fishing kit. So we're going to need a fire once we get to the other side because we're going to be wet through. If I can learn how to turn off lights to make things dark, there is a mod for a road tunnel out to there. But I wouldn't put it in unless I can make it pitch black. But if I can work out how to do the light stuff, underground stuff, then that might work. To me, it's looking like somewhere we could turn into like a mini nightmare place. Crackhead Bear could live out there, couldn't he? They're new. Yeah. But then this is a paratrooper one because it's the one with the foldable stock. I've always wanted to live on that island. But I've never got round to it. Because having to do this every time would be a nightmare. Did you know, interesting fact for you now, that there used to be another island off Sliski? It was in the mod, when it was Arma 2 mod, and it was in the first, I think the first couple of DayZ main, like standalone, when it was in beta. And then they took it out and it's never returned. Long before my time. But yes, there's meant to be another island off the coast. With another airfield on it. And some would argue they lost that island and gained Prison Island at the same time. But basically, there's meant to be an island about there. So another grid square and a half down from Sliski. There's meant to be an island. A server on console used a portion of the Livonia bunker that dumps you onto an island as a freshie and any loot you found in the bunker. Okay. Sorry, got to go. Happy New Year. You will catch you next year. Okay, John, not a problem. Thanks for being here. So yeah, there should have been another island. Right, now the long swim. We'll attempt it, and then we'll go for the fire once we land. It amazes me what the console community have managed to do with the limitations they've got, and every time they do it, I'm amazed by it. Yeah, and in armor missions, yeah. I would love to get that island back in, because there is a mod for just that island to run as a separate map, and I'm so tempted to reach out to them and say, is there any chance I can use their files and spawn it in and actually have that as an island on our server? I just don't know how I'd go about it, but it would be interesting to know if you could merge it, because there's a space for it. Or even just bring in the island terrain map mod, add the islands there and build it yourself, and put that back in. I'd have to turn it to tier 4, which would be interesting for me. So I'd have to learn how to paint the tiers, because then you could have a tier 4 off Soliski. Make it swimmable only. Now put a big bridge in, but have some breaks in the bridge, so your only chance of getting there is by swimming. Yeah, we're going to need a fire as soon as we land, aren't we? We are so cold. Needs to be flat for a fire. That's looking good. This is looking good because you don't have a lot of other choices. Now see if we can find a bigger tree with firewood. That'll do. Did you know if you cut a down jacket up, you get feathers? So nearly dead then. I watched a really good video on YouTube where somebody on official spawned in, ran to this island and actually lived without ever leaving this island. Built a base, just kept moving around looting until eventually like nails spawned in and the tools he needed. Because somewhere we got multivits, haven't we? Be hiding in there, won't it? Oh no, they're there. Ace, if you have a knife and a fire as a freshie, this island is in the southeast corner of the map, prime location for freshies. I realise we won't be able to sleep for long because it's daylight, but it'll be a little quick boost to our health. Oh yeah, little boost. So, they dry? Good. Dry. 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 Damp will do. It'll soon dry out. Wet, we can't wring it out, which is annoying. One of them. The red flare. Did you know, today's tip, if you've lit the red flare and you want to put it out, sit in a car with it in your hand. It will turn it off. You can reuse it again. Who'd have thought? Good, that's gone down to damp. And I've got 3 symbols. I'm good to go. The 4 PM New Year's Eve napping. I've slept a lot over this leave, more than I needed to. But back to work Monday. I've got a busy week next week. Apart from anything else, I need to get used to getting up at 6 in the morning again, or 5 in the morning. The trouble is having 3.5 weeks off. When you go back, you're not used to working. Always takes me a couple of weeks to get my head around the fact that I've got to be back at work. Well, I'm not going to say no to a hunting knife. We don't need it, but... Oh! A key for VMC. We have a mission. Off to VMC we go, guys. So pick up a key, put your mouse icon over it, some kind of old key, maybe for locks, doors or crates, and the description is VMC, badly damaged. So you know you've got to get to VMC to unlock something. But first of all, we need to wait for our health to go up and then make it across. Yeah, it's 3 hours to New Year. I'm not, but long gone are the days of me going out partying. I was thinking today how strange it is that, you know, 10 years ago, by now, I'd have been out clubbing or out partying. About 9 o'clock at night, I'd hit a club. Yeah, about now, so 9 o'clock. And I'd be in until 6 in the morning. Fast forward 10 years and I'm sat down with a pint of cider playing DayZ. Life changes. In my head, I'd still like to be out clubbing. In the real world, I can't keep up with the youngsters anymore. So yeah, we need to get to VMC, but we need to get across here first. Oh, it would be bloody blizzard coming in. So when we get across, we're going to need a house, because we're going to need to light a fire. So our best crossing point's that corner to there, and then light a house there. My New Year's tradition used to be, when I was a young soldier, we'd always come home on leave to the same town if we weren't working. And at midnight, we would jump into the river, fully clothed, break the ice on the way in. The nightmare soldier that I was. Health going up. Yeah, that corner. I know it's slightly further, but it goes straight to where we need to get to. I'm going to take the risk. Long bloody swim though, isn't it? Well, let's be sensible. We're going to make a swim. Let's have a fire lighting kit ready to go that's dry. Stopped New Year's Eve partying a long time ago as well. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I do miss it. Because I loved it. It was part of me. will that fit? The answer to that is probably no. But that will... That and that will mix into a fire. We'll still need a piece of bark. Bark plus that will mix into a fire. We won't need a stick. There we are. It's good to go. Right, guys, I'm just having a quick comfort break and then we're going to swim. I find more comfort in my home as parting holidays. Growing old is okay if you can see the updates to it, upsides to it. Had to get on the wagon for a long bit, be sober until my body recovered. Now I'm comfortable with a single drink and a lighter social life. Chatting and gaming fulfills a lot now. I agree. I used to drink for England. I was a good drinker. I could really drink. Now I drink a lot less. It's not a bad thing. My liver thanks me. Right then. There we go. Right. Wish me luck, guys. I naturally slow drinking through that style chuck. I love a couple shots of good bourbon, good friends on occasion. So I love a good fruit cider. So what the Americans refer to as hard cider, over here that's what we would call cider, and what you call cider we call apple juice. So a good fruit hard cider. Quite at the moment quite enjoy blood orange that's been turned into a cider. Though I finished that can off and I've got a couple of normal apple ciders here. And I expect I'll have maybe two cans tonight, one can tomorrow night. That will be about it. And I probably won't drink again for a week or so. I don't drink like I used to. But go back to when I was in my 30s, I'd go out and do a lot. Oh, even when I went out a month ago with work, I did 12 pints, 5 shots, and I'd have no idea how I got home. But I had to go back into work the next day, and it was a long working day on the Wednesday, and I spent the whole day just sat on my desk going, leave me alone, everybody. I was in no fit state to function. I'm not a drinker anymore. But equally, I enjoy a nice vodka. Nice vodka and Coke. Or vodka and Red Bull. I just can't. We're not going to make it, are we? Or we might. But it'll be coming out and lighting a fire and praying we stay alive. Angry Orchard is delicious. We have lots of microbreweries around this park. The new brews, the days of drinking 12 to 18 light beers is over for me. So yeah, your Angry Orchard, I know I understand it's a US brand. I have no idea what the equivalent would be here, But yeah, that I like cider. I wouldn't sit and drink it now all night long. So 2 pints of it will be plenty. But the first went down too easily. The first I really drank and got through it nice and quickly. So I need to make the second one last the rest of the evening. But I'd just as happily drink OJ. Or a cup of tea, cup of coffee. No, I'm not meant to have coffee anymore. I have heart problems, so I've got to stay off things like that. Red's Angry Orchard Strongbow. Yeah, Strongbow. We have Strongbow over here. So I'm drinking Thatcher's Gold now, which is, where I live, it's quite a West Country brand, but you can get it throughout the country, probably throughout most of the world in one way or another. But where I live is known for its cider. We're not going to make this. So I was told basically I have the same chance of having a heart attack as an 80-year-old, though I'm better now than I was. Because I cut caffeine out completely. And I have small amounts of caffeine now. Fingers crossed we make it, guys. I know I'm lying in water. I just need my... Dead. Oh. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Slisky. We're not going to make it back there to get my knife. Bugger. Get my kit. So, fresh spawn. At least you now get to see fresh spawn on GoblinZ. But at least we know keys are spawning in, and I know crates are working. So, that I can live with. Adultering, yeah. So we're going to need a fire, we're going to need food, we're going to need everything. I always check these barrels in case anyone's using them as a stash point, because you never know. So one problem. Solved another problem. Right, fire. That's the next thing before we lose any more health. That'll do. That'll do. My new headset came in. I think it works. Haven't talked to anyone yet. Got the Razer. I've never used a Razer headset, but they're meant to be pretty good. So I'm sure it'll be fine. So what did we learn today? Do not swim to the island. Because you can't make it there and make it back depending on the route you take. I suppose you could. Get the fire going. Thought I heard a zombie screaming. So I use an M65, a Corsair mouse and a Corsair keyboard. My headset is Astra. My mic, SteelSeries. But I invested, once I decided to do this streaming thing a bit more professionally, I invested in some better quality equipment. I say a bit more seriously. I think I wouldn't say I'm that professional yet, just maybe a bit more serious. But the keyboard I've had, my Corsair keyboard, my 101 or 110, whatever it is, the most expensive Corsair keyboard they make, has outlasted every other keyboard I've ever bought. So maybe spending the money on something was worth it. Thank you. It should be that the microphone was £260, so 300 US roughly. So I'd expect some reasonable quality for that. It's suspended in, it sits on a boom arm above my monitor, so I'm speaking up into it, and it's suspended in its own little bungee ropes that just bounce around to stop vibration. If you have one, gulp down a canned drink, just wheel something across the up arrow, keeps you going just enough. Okay. I used to have a Razer mic. Actually, no, I had a Razer mic before this mic, and it was really good. Did me really, really well. But this one comes with all singing and dancing software that I don't use. But it's quite nice. I've got a touch button. I can just hit, and it goes into mute. So I don't have to actually hit something off. I can just wave my hand in front of it, literally, and it will mute it. But arguably, I'm single. I don't have any children. My PC's the thing I enjoy the most spending time on. It's the thing that I spend the most money on. So I had Razer's equivalent of Yeti. No, I haven't used Yeti. And what I'm using now is probably better at the price point, if that makes sense, because the Yeti's about £100. This is about 260-ish pounds. Slightly better, yeah. But Yetis are very good. Yetis are very good. I think you get to a certain price point and it doesn't really matter what you've got. They're all just, they do the same level. I mean, I could use a headset mic. I just choose not to. And everyone's different. Everyone's got their favourite setup, you know. I used to be massively into MSI, and everything would be MSI inside my PC, and everything I had was MSI. Whereas now they have their use. You know, my 4K screen's an MSI screen. My graphics card's MSI. But everything inside my PC is NZXT, apart from the motherboard. You know, I used to swear by Intel. I now run AMD. Some things I'll spend less on, some things I'll spend more. But I thought that if I'm going to stream on YouTube, I needed to make the quality the best I could afford it to be. Which is why I spent the money. And I'm glad I did. It's a good mic. And the reason I went for a more expensive headset was the headset breaks down into component parts. So if something breaks, you can just replace that one part rather than have to replace the whole headset. You almost need 2 mics if you pair up on stream right. No. So if you had a mic and I had a mic, we could talk independently. It's not a problem. Oh, the other thing I have is a foot pedal, though it's not initiated at the moment. So for if I'm streaming with other people, I'll sometimes use a foot pedal for push to talk. But it's not set up currently. Right, I need to see your arm. Give me your arm. I was a radio op for an operational tour, Chuckles. I did an operational tour. I did 6 months patrolling, and 3 months patrolling, and 3 months as running a, well, not running, but I was a radio op in a HQ directing people on the ground. And then I taught signals. I quite like radio stuff. I think it gets in the system, the whole radio thing. But yeah, I did an operational tour, 3 months of it in Tango 0. So we need food and we need water. I know where the water is. Come on, you little devil. I did some RTO in Army MP. Radio something, I'm guessing, because you use different terminology. We got gloves. We died, Super. I died swimming back with a key from Salisky Island. My first death in 2 weeks. But it was a death because I made a stupid mistake. Got too much going on at the airport. Yeah, it is a little bit punchy out there. So we need food now and better clothing. And we could just run for home. I get that. Radio transmission officer. Okay. That's interesting. That would make a good hidey spot for something, wouldn't it? We'd put a crate down there, or stick a vanilla box on top of there. Nobody would know that you'd hidden stuff there. Yeah, I blame the server owner. He's put lots of zombies on that. that place. He's not very nice, that server owner. So let me get this clear. When you say solo, you mean I have to kill a player when seeing him. You don't have to kill people. So it's not, you're not. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the sub. So you don't have to kill people, but you're not allowed to run as a team. Yeah. Yeah. No teaming up, basically. Yes, you can say hello, goodbye, have a conversation. You could swap stuff if you wanted to. So you could, yeah, you could meet up somewhere and you could say, look, I don't want this rifle and I don't want this, and swap it. But if you get shot, you've got nothing to come back with, if that makes sense, because it is a solo server and no teams are really allowed. If you bump into someone, you can choose not to shoot them. But if they choose to shoot you, equally, that will happen at times. Bloody game. So back to, we need food, we need meds, we need water, we need clothing, we need bloody... Oh, we need food. We like desperately need food. Have food on you. Go on, please have food on you. No food. Lag. Yeah. Server lag. This might be my favourite server now. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Ace. That's massively appreciated. Thank you. I think we just had a little bit of lag there. And YouTube couldn't keep up with what was happening, so I didn't get any notifications properly. But thank you, thank you, thank you. We did not... What the mistake we made on this run was we should have gone for clothing and fishing. It's my own fault. I haven't died enough to get used to the fact that that's what we need to do. God, have a tap back on you. I know you're not going to, but please. God, have something. Halfway to a fishing rod. I reckon there's a survivor mission down here. There's so many Zeds. This one day I was very stupid and complaining. I just come out the military pillbox and was sorting inventory. I heard a gunshot, but it was way off to my east. Of course, can't remember, but it does sound like me. Oh, lag. It's New Year's Eve, isn't it? The internet's awash. I hate it when that happens. It's like the internet's down. I get that. Everyone's online. Everyone's wishing each other messages. Russia's probably up to no good. And we're just, yeah, it's glitching. Had me dead 2 nights. Yeah. Three cuts. And we're back there. We're not going to bandage in time. Maybe. Now we need to get our blood up. As I do wave at... Oh, lie down and sleep. You are dead. Right then, respawn. I do wave at peeps until Goblin shoots me into the face. Then I go pew pew. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Whoa. Why am I getting so much lag? I'm going to have to look at the source code. Should not be lagging like this. I think New Year's lag. My guess is it's New Year's lag because everyone's online sending messages to people. But I don't know. Okay. Yeah, normally I don't get that. Obviously I have really fast internet here, so when I do get it, it worries me that I've done something on the server. But I can look at the server files later and see if it's a server problem or whether it's a Goblin problem with the internet. Well, it's only 2 hours and 20 minutes to New Year. We'll probably run to New Year, in all honesty. Depends how I feel. That's probably a better way of putting it. At the moment, I think I could do an extra 2 hours. But I might suddenly get really tired and think it's time for bed. Yeah? I sort of recognise that in a week's time I'll be back at work and I won't be able to stream anymore to the level that I can, that I have done. Apart from at weekends. There'll be more streaming with Cookie again because we're going to probably go onto a server and base build. So less GoblinZ and more high tier PvP. You get 2 New Years then. But as I said, if I suddenly get too tired, then I'll call it a night. And I tend to judge that on when I start to make stupid mistakes. So obviously now we're looking for clothing. Because we want to get a fishing line made up. Because this ain't no easy server. It's not as hard as some servers out there, that's for sure. We don't have any of those horrible meds to worry about. And normally I wouldn't care about 357 ammo, but you never know. So the idea of GoblinZ, it started off as a place for me to stream, and then migrated into the survival server from there. But initially it was so I could have a server for making content on. When I wasn't playing full-on PvP maps, and that's why it was set up a year ago initially. And then you guys came along and we started to grow and people started to play and people were watching me stream and go, oh, what's your server? I'll play that. And suddenly we have this little community, and I really enjoy making the survival builds for you guys to play, and that will continue happening. And it's nice having somewhere that I can make content on. This might be enough for a fishing kit if we're lucky. And my numbers are growing. You know, I've gone from a year and a half ago, so not September just gone, September before is when I really started YouTube properly, and we had 40 subs at the time. So we've gone up massively since then, which is amazing. Obviously, we're still aiming for the 1,000. That's the next big hurdle. Because 1,000 means I can earn from advertising as well as memberships. So that's the biggie. It's the one that people want. If you're UK or US, I think Canada as well, but the rest of the world is different criteria. Okay. I think the fire's more important now than fishing. Because we've got 2 bits of food that we can eat. little bit of lag again. It might be the hidden stashes we've got in. I might have to remove them. The server might be having a problem with them. That's fine, it's not difficult. It's not a... The loot crates I've run before, so it won't be that's the problem. This snow, though, always causes an issue. Only need a bloody bush. Come on, game. No more trees. Give me something that we can get a stick from. Here comes the cold. So there's the first one. We need a second one because we need to get very warm on this one. There comes the cold again. Right, try and find that house we were in. If not, we'll just grab anything. This will do. Well, that's a better house actually, that one there. It's a better fireplace. Now, eat the crisps first, and then finish off with the fruit. So you lose water, hydration from the salt in the food, and then the fruit helps to offset it straight away. Now we need to get warm. We're going to need some gloves. Rip that up for some more rags. Going to need a face covering. And then hopefully we'll get some plus symbols and then we can get back out on the ground, but it doesn't look like we're going to because our clothing's too bad. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to kill this side that we can hear around the house. Food's already right down. Here he comes. Two of them, bugger. Right, into the greenhouse we go. The bulletproof greenhouse. I know you like folding knives. Ever make your own straight knife sheaths? Not something I've ever done. Oh, look at that. A big boy's gun. Still doesn't help the food situation. Sewing kit, emergency first aid kit right there. We need food though. Desperately we need food. Bulletproof greenhouses, yeah. So, if you're playing on a server that has MMG greenhouses, people will put them on top of their bases and use them as an observation point because the bullets just deflect off them. And you can observe everybody. It's so naughty. And people will claim they're doing it because they always have their greenhouse outside. But they actually do it because greenhouses are OP. Feeling a bit more survivally today, isn't it, on the server? I am not doing very well today. That'll do. Right, bandage time. Please do, Ace. Please do. I like that sort of stuff. Oh, grunting now. How surprising. Zombie disease. This life ain't going to go well. And now you know that people are up to no good. How surprising. When we're in a position that we are going to die. We're actually quite well armed. $4Ks to home. Best chance of meds is getting home. Yeah, I think the stashes aren't helping. I'll take the stashes out. Well, I'll look at the server files and see what's causing the lag after I finish the stream. And if it's the stashes, they'll be removed. We've got Tetra at home, I think. We didn't lose it all on our character. We're going to die. We might as well die trying to get home. Hi, do you see how many server when I'm game? How do you see how many on the server when in game? You can't. Well, you can go to Battle Matrix, or you could look at the join panel. I turned it off. I didn't know Ideen would have done that. Chuckles, thank you. But we're going to try again. It's going to be one of those nights, isn't it? Sometimes you get good lives, sometimes you don't. Right then, spawn near the sea would be good. I know where I am. I suppose that's one thing. Sea's over there. So, if we hit that way, we should get to a town, which will allow us to get rope, which will allow us to fish. If we can fish, we can stay alive. Happy New Year, thank you, and the same to you. Thank you for the sub. Right then, so... Oh, hello you. Oh God, insiders today? They're everywhere today. I blame that bloody server owner. That will take a little bit of storage. So first port of call, fire, because the weather ain't good. So fire is our first thing we need. Get the fire up. That will give us a chance. I say first thing we need is a fire, and the first thing I do is look for loot. We know what I'm like. Yeah. We can get a fire on. We can offset this problem. Then we can worry about getting a fishing rod together and getting some food cooked. Mustn't not check. Because that happens when you don't check. Yeah. So, fire kit. The thing is, I've made the server, I think, hard enough that the server will try and kill you before any other players do. Even though it's a PvP server, you're more likely to die to the server than you are a player. Especially now we're spawning in with just without a hat on. It's a massive difference. Now we'll eat that. Because we're losing health massively because we've got a cold already. That can go into there. As well as a knife. Bandage can go there. Any other food in here? No. Right, let's get our temperature up a little bit and see what we can do next. Should be interesting to see how many subs I've gone up by tonight. Let's have a quick look while we're waiting for that to go up. Right, I'm back. YouTube might be playing up tonight, or I've had lots of people unsub, but I'm not showing any I'm not showing anything where the subs have gone down. So I know that we've had 3 or 4 notifications of subs, but none of them have registered on YouTube. So I just think it's New Year's Eve and the internet's playing up. Check out your Chuck. You're out west. Oh, okay. Kicked me out. It's YouTube. Okay. Colorado have met a few of the DayZ players face to face here. One is PS5 only. I don't know how they do it on console. No idea. I've said it many a time. I just run around and look at the floor. Can't use a controller to save my life. Well, we're not going to get any warmer than that, are we? And obviously, the warmer we get, the more health we lose. So, we're going to need... We're going to have to play this far more tactically. House to house, looking for clothing. Because getting a bad spawn will kill us. Mustn't get wet. Need to get to housing. We need fire kit with us all the time. So, let's gather firewood now. Ready for the next fire. And as soon as we go blue, have a fire. That one we can't carry. Get bark off that. Yep, we'll just get some bark. Hoodie, low installation, t-shirt, worst. We're going to go upgrade ourselves, but we're going to rip this up and turn it into gloves if it gives us 2 bits. No, just one. How surprising. Can come down here then, part of your fire lighting and everything else kit. Right then, over here. I'm running this in December. I've turned off apple swarms because I'm a horrible person. But we've got a couple of little buildings down here, so there might be something. Fire axe. Can we take it? Yes, we can. Oh, hatchet, sorry. Little hut. Up the lighthouse because you never know. I love it. There, my dad was city manager of Corando decades ago. Was a city manager. What's that? Baseball bat. Now we just need a box of nails. Not too unwieldy in my hand. Nothing in there of use. Go on, give me a real fishing kit. No. If we put that in there, we could grab 1 stick. Because we're going to need another fire soon. Hey. Hi Goblin. Memory is where my wife's eldest brother, Vietnam veteran, was buried with full honours. Wow! That's amazing. I can't put that in there because that won't fit. Stupid goblin. So where's the nearest house? It's going to be just past... Oh, it's going to be over there near the well. So let's push for the well. Have a fire out there. There's normally a chicken spawn as well. So if we get the chicken spawn and we can drink and we can get a fire going, we can eat, we can warm right up. I know the chicken won't last long, but it's something. When I retire in 14 years time, 15 years time, I will come out to the States. I'm going to visit Irish rep, two people that I game with, I used to game with and still game with occasionally. But I'll come out for a month and do a bit of the see America. Quite a few things I'd want to go and see and do. Now, I'm not going to check every carriage because this is not the best train spawn in NATO. So yeah, there's certain places in the States I really want to visit. Of all places, I really want to go to Austin in Texas. Certainly want to go to Texas. Just keep snakes away from me. I'm no fan of snakes. But want to go back to Canada because I was out in Canada as a young soldier. It'd be nice to go back when I can appreciate it more. Irish is out in LA, so that'll get the California bit crossed off. But yeah, what might 3 years, 15, 14, 14-ish years to retirement. Flat and boring. The thing is, wherever I go in the States, I don't want to do tourist US, if that makes sense, because the tourist scene is the tourist scene. You don't meet people. You meet. I want to see the real world. There's the well. Good. Right, where's Mr. Chicken? No spawn today? It's not fair. We're going to have a fire. That's worth having. And so's that. So we'll do a fire in this one. And that'll give us a little bit of a boost to our health again. And this is how we're going to have to do it until we get better gear. Just keep every 5 minutes having a fire. Yeah, Civil War. I'd like to go to and see some of the stuff about when you fell out with the Brits. Yeah, see it from the other point of view. Obviously, there's certain military places I'd feel that I have to visit, but yeah, that I'd love to see. Yeah, so interesting. And obviously, we have a lot of the equivalent stuff in the UK, but because we're an older country, realistically, I know we're not in the real world, but you know what I mean. But I've grown up with our history. You're our best ally in the world, so it's nice to see your history. The special relationship between us and America. Though I'm not quite sure I'll ever get used to drinking cold tea. Yeah. So, and also anything to do with the founding fathers from your perspective, because I live down in the West Country where ships set sail for the United States from. But I have been in the US, just not really. When I flew down to Central America, I was down in Belize for 6 months in '92. We did a stopover for refueling at JFK. So we landed, refueled and took off again. So it doesn't really count. Right, we really need food. Cold sweet tea is the best. Till we get white, and then we've got to go food hunting, which we're not going to find. It's gonna be, we're getting bad spawns today. It's certainly become a harder server. Right, there's a farm over there, isn't there? But I can't hear a chicken. I hear a zombie. Nothing off the Zeds today. Even a bag of rice would be good. Chicken. I hear you, Mr. Chicken. Where are you? Yeah, I know. Thanks, Ace. You've disappeared, haven't you, chicken? Okay. Over to the farm. Farming Zeds or military? I hope they're not military. I can not do with no military at the moment. Come on, give me a food spawn. Have some food on you. Can of food. Oh, just cut me, why don't you? Gonna need another fire. Before we do, we'll just search these buildings on the off chance. Can of drink would be good. Just anything to just keep me alive for the 10 minutes. probably not going to make it to midnight, guys. I'm quite tired. We'll run through this life and see how we pan out, but I don't see me making it another hour and a half. We have been streaming for 3 hours so far, so I expect about another half an hour maximum, guys. Though we are quite close to home. Four Ks, not that close. Can't even get warm enough to stay alive. Oh, it's coming to night time. It's not going to get any warmer then, is it? Basically, we ended up with a lot of bad spawns after I made that stupid mistake of swimming. Yeah, I'm going to call it here, guys. I'm tired, basically. And whereas I probably will see midnight in, I'll do it while watching a film. Or I won't, and I'll go up in the morning. It'll be next year. But guys, thank you for tonight. Thank you for the gifted sub. Thank you for the new member. Or thank you for the gifted membership. Thank you for the new member. Thank you for the super like. It's been massively appreciated, and the conversation. It's been a good 3 hours, and I will certainly see you tomorrow when it will be a whole new year. Now remember,